Welcome to Moments with Marianne. This is your host, Marianne Pastana. And we're here today with special guest, Alex Verlek, who's here to share with us his new books, Golden Rules for Coaching and Q60, Coaching Mastery in 60 Questions. So are you looking to transform your coaching career from good to great? Well, today's guest is here to share with us just that. Alex Verlek is a master certified coach with almost 20 years of experience, a CTI faculty member and a facilitator of ICF accredited master classes for coaches. Born in the Netherlands, he left school at 15, but later pursued studies in human resources and management sciences while working full-time. His career took unexpected turns until coaching found him in 2007, igniting a passion for turning dreams into reality. In 2019, he published Awareness Builder 101, reflecting on personal experiences, followed by Golden Rules for Coaching in 2021, marking 15 years in the profession. His latest book, Q60, Coaching Mastery in 60 Questions, was inspired by turning 60, stems from his desire to give back by answering coaching-related questions. Through his work, Alex aims to demystify coaching, elevate its impact, and contribute to a more empowered world. So welcome to the show, Alex Verlek.
Thank you, Marianne. It's my pleasure to be here.
Oh my goodness, what a great honor it is to have you here, and not only to talk about your two books, but of course the work that you're doing. But I want to start from the beginning. I understand that you left school at 15 and now you are a master coach. Can you tell us a little bit about your journey?
Yeah, well, at the age of 15, I really did not know what to do with myself. And school didn't look very attractive to me anymore. And I left school as soon as I could and started to work. And I just accepted the first job that I could get. I started with selling stamps in the post office. And at some point, I had to go for my number in the army in the Netherlands, and that's where I got introduced to how interesting it is to work with and for people. And that became the starting point actually for me going back to school at the age of 22, 23, something like that, and study HR and management science. From one role into another, eventually coaching found me. And it all happened well, I don't believe in it, but it happened by chance. And yeah, in 2007, I fell in love with this profession.
Well, I hear that you are a top coach, and I can understand why people are just loving your books and wanting to learn more about you. What made you decide to start writing books?
Yeah, that's a great question. My first book, that was Awareness Builder 101. I started to write it just for fun, the fun of capturing my own thoughts, with the intention that when other people would read what I thought about a certain topic, and they spent some time with the questions that I offered to each chapter that I wrote, that they would start thinking about it themselves and that they would come up with their own answers, their own perspective on these topics. And that was just for fun. And at some point, when I was 15 years in the profession of coaching, I thought, okay, this is a good moment to try and make a summary of the key lessons that I picked up in the profession. And with that book and the new one, I wanted to pass on from the knowledge that I picked up over the now almost 2 decades in the profession of coaching, again, hoping to inspire my colleagues.
So, what was your motivation for writing Golden Rules for Coaching?
Golden Rules for Coaching, that was where I thought, okay, after 15 years, what do I see as the key things people who are coach or in a neighboring profession need to know about helping people to move from good to great? And I thought, if I inspire the coaches who work with all these wonderful individuals who have their ideas and dreams. If I can support the coaches with some golden rules in the profession, they would do a better job. And with that, we have a bigger impact in the world. So it was the first attempt in paying forward to the next generations of coaches.
In your book, Golden Rules for Coaching, it presents 15 fundamental coaching principles. Can you share a couple of those with us?
One of the golden rules that I share there is coaches listen to connect, not to understand. And that is such an essential difference between other great and important and necessary professions, such as consultants. They listen to analyze the situation and then come up with a much needed solution. That's exactly, for instance, what I expect what my accountant is doing. Coaches listen in a different way. They listen to connect with the whole person that they are working with, and they listen so they can help their client to find their own way forward, to find their own answers, so that they grow as a person, that they do not just solve the problem, but that they grow the individual, tapping into their potential, so they really change in a positive way and find their own way in life. And another one that I want to highlight here is in coaching, slow is the new fast. Life is so fast. And one of the gifts in a coaching session is that the client can slow down for a moment to reflect, to look at things from different angles, from different perspectives, and make really conscious choices. And for that, we need to slow down.
I think that's such an important piece because we are in a world where everything is so fast, going so fast. And I think people are just craving for this slowdown.
I believe so. And you're right. The world, well, a day still has 24 hours and each hour 60 minutes, but we pack it with so many things. And in that fast-paced life, we forget about oftentimes who we are at our core and how to take care of ourselves. And if a coaching session can contribute to people slowing down so that they make more conscious choices about what is right for them, I think they have a better quality life.
So, with all the lessons from Golden Rules for Coaching, why another one about coaching?
Yeah, as if I haven't written enough about coaching. Well, Golden Rules was a book that holds like 15 key ground rules. And then in all the work that I do with people that I coach, but especially in the coaches that I train, I get so many questions. How do you do this? What's your take on this? Or how can I apply this in the best possible way? And last year, when I turned 60, I thought, you know what? Instead of presents, I'm going to ask for questions for my birthday. And questions from colleagues in the profession of coaching. And I also got some questions from people in neighboring professions that they have about very specific questions about the profession of coaching, things that they bump into in their day-to-day practice. And my gift to them is the answers to their questions.
Were there any of the questions that really challenged you when you received it?
Well, for sure. I always say if you want to learn a lot about a certain topic, then you better start teaching it. And if you want to learn about a profession or a thing that you are passionate about, listen to what comes from the field. What is the next generation of coaches curious about? For instance, I must admit, I didn't give it much time to reflect on what the space of AI in coaching could be. So there are a couple of questions in the book that specifically go about AI and coaching. And I think, and I kept that question for last in the book, And I totally did not see that one coming. And that was, what was the most beautiful day in your life? And it was such a blessing to receive that question and to be able to share my answer with the world to that question.
Well, on that note, we're going to pause here for a quick break. We've been speaking with Alex Verlek in regards to his new books, Golden Rules for Coaching and Q60, Coaching Mastery in 60 Questions. You've been listening to Moments with Mary Ann. We'll be right back after these messages from our sponsors.
Are you an author, speaker, or expert who is looking for more publicity? Visit radioguestlist.com and sign up for free interview requests from shows looking for guests. Radio Guest List is the #1 free booking resource for radio, podcasts, and TV talk shows who are looking for experts like you right now. Visit radioguestlist.com and sign up today to get the visibility you deserve.
There comes a moment when you realize you're somewhere special. When you discover that each beautiful creature that you see has been rescued from a life of absolute horror and brought to this incredibly free place. Here's where their lives were forever changed and where yours will as well. Discover over 500 tigers, bears, and lions at the brand new visitor center at the Wild Animal Sanctuary just outside Denver. For more information, visit wildanimalsanctuary.org. Discover true freedom at the Wild Animal Sanctuary.
It's one thing to become attached to your perfect home, but what do you do when that home becomes attached to you? A family in dire need of a fresh start, a mysterious house tied to the past. Buried deep within the foundation of the old Far Hill Manor lies a centuries-old secret. Dark forces or something stronger just waiting to be discovered. Caretaker, a supernatural thriller by breakout authors R.J. Halpert.
Internationally recognized and award-winning author Judy Goodman works and teaches outside the box of limited thinking. Working with people from every walk of life, her goal is to empower you to be the best you can be, no matter what the challenge is. Born with the gift of seeing beyond our normal vision, she has an extraordinary gift of working with every challenge. Teaching beyond conventional wisdom, her work is described as life-changing. Visit judygoodman.com. That's judygoodman.com.
I'd like to thank Jason Eastwood at Guitarfulness for sharing his inspiring music and talent with us. His music is known worldwide for cultivating atmospheres of harmony, inner peace, and clarity. Visit Jason's website at guitarfulness.com. Join his newsletter, be part of his community, and download his music. Welcome back to Moments with Mary Ann. We're here today with special guest, Alex Verlek, who's here sharing with us his new books, Golden Rules for Coaching and Q60, Coaching Mastery in 60 Questions. So before I left for break, we were talking about some of the questions that you received for your new book, Q60. One that really stood out was, what was the most beautiful day in your life? That's a question that most people don't expect. So what was the most beautiful day in your life?
People probably would not expect that. What I share in the book as the most beautiful day in my life, it was not maybe a happy moment, not a holiday, not my wedding day, though there are many beautiful moments that I treasure as a precious memory. But the most beautiful day in my life was where my son, who was struggling with multiple addictions, he was visiting us and we climbed a mountain. And I do not really, in essence, can not really get what went on in him, but on the top of that mountain, when he could see in the far distance, he had a clear 360 view. It was as if he could see the future again. And instead of me trying to fix his problems, parents, they want the best for the children. And sometimes we're too enthusiastic in handing them solutions that are not their solutions. And on that day, I shifted my attitude towards the man who happened to be an addict, and at the same time, my son. And we had a real conversation, not me telling him what to do and what not to do. And I still don't get what clicked in him, but something shifted. And 3 days later, he went to rehab. And he's clean and sober ever since. And it still moves me when I think back about that day and the journey that he traveled. And this is where I realized that the impact of coaching on me taught me that I could be a different parent and that I could be more in relationship with my own son and not trying to fix his problems, but hold the space for him where he could find his own way. And on that day, he claimed his life back. And I'm just celebrating that that coaching saved his life and it made mine a lot better. That was such a blessing.
That is a beautiful day. Wow, what a story. I know in
Mm.
both of your books you mention how you want to impact the lives of 10 million people. And I know you impact so many lives. How will you get there?
Well, first of all, I believe in the ripple effect of coaching. When I, as a coach, work with one individual, that person's life will get better, will get different. They will make more conscious choices, for instance. And because of the conscious choices that individual makes, they will become a different parent, a different partner, a different friend, a different colleague, a different CEO. So they will interact in a different way with the people in their circles. So the ripple effect of working with one continues in the lives of the other people that are surrounding this individual that I'm working with. The second thing, a big part of my time is to train and mentor other coaches. And each and every coach that I train and mentor, they work with many individuals themselves. And through their work with the individuals they serve, also the same ripple effect is happening. So I never counted, but I think it is more than 10 million by now.
Yeah, I can see that. I can definitely see that with the impact that you're making, helping people get to another level in their life, whatever that looks like for them.
That's my longing for them. And it's not for me to measure, it's not for me to count. It is about daring to have a big vision for something that you want to take a stand for. This is important to me. And I give, since 2007, almost 2 decades now, my professional life to this work, to this, well, mission, calling. Well, I don't know what the word is, but it is something that I totally believe in. And I think it's much needed in the world.
Well, you can definitely see you're where you're supposed to be. I mean, that's easy to see your passion and the drive that you bring to coaching and helping other leaders become better. You have a big statement on being an awareness builder, inspiring and supporting the army of positive change. So, can you explain a little bit about that and why do we need another army?
As if we don't have enough armies, right? Well, let's think about what Einstein said. He taught us that if we keep doing the same thing over and over again and expect different results, according to him, that's the definition of insanity. So, looking at all the traditional armies out there who keep doing the same thing, and sometimes then think, oh, now this time our war will have a great impact. Well, we don't have to go into details. We all know that's not the case. If we want a different result, we need to first create a different kind of army, and an army that knows how to fight with a different kind of weapons. We need an army that has the intention to grow people, to help people to make their dreams come true, to support people to live the lives based on who they are at their core. Above and beyond our opinion, give them the full right and encourage them to step into that, to live the life that is meant for them to be. For that, we need a different kind of weapons, not something that produces bullets or bombs. No, we need weapons, metaphorically spoken, weapons like a question, for instance, what is it that you really want? What makes your heart beat faster? Weapons like respect and sincere curiosity. Weapons like, I want the very best for you, and I am not going to tell you what that is because I believe that you hold that answer in you. I'm not going to force anything upon you. That is a completely different kind of weapon. That's a completely different kind of army. And I think the world is yearning for this.
I know it is. I know it is. I know a lot of people who are looking for new ways to approach the world and to be part of the world and to be part of a positive change. I think that your thoughts around this and moving people in this direction is just so impactful.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Sadly enough, much needed. The world just longs for a bit more kindness and a bit more love.
In your books, you talk about how coaching is a way to turn dreams into reality. Can you share a little bit about that with us?
Hmm. Maybe that is why I left school at such an early age. One of the things that I remember from school, and I have huge respect for teachers, I'm married to one, but one of the things that I learned at school is that I had to learn how to live by the rules of somebody else. I had to talk in a certain way, think in a certain way, and not only at school, but also by many people around me, the people that love me, my parents or family members. They told me, Alex, this is good for you, and don't take any risks, or don't don't you try and succeed in something. Remember, you come from a simple family, and that I know there were nothing but good intentions there. When we are born as kids, we don't have all these limiting thoughts, or we believe that everything is possible. Kids have the ability to fully dream, and I think if we as an adult can claim back what we dream about, what is that we really take a stand for, what is something that is coming from our heart, our lives will be richer and more fulfilled. And I'm not talking about money rich. Yeah, it's maybe nice, but that's not real richness if you compare it with the richness that people can feel in their heart and in their essence, that they can wrap up their day and know that they did the right thing and they showed up in the right way, and that they do their utmost and with full permission to live it based on what matters to them.
I think that's so impactful. Oh my goodness, Alex. I mean, you're such an inspiration. Where can our listeners and coaches who want to really accelerate their coaching levels and their education, where could they go to learn more, not just about you and your books, but also your programs?
Well, of course, my website, www.alexverlek.nl, holds a lot of information about who I am and what I have to offer. And if people are interested in reading my books, good old friend Amazon has them available and will deliver them at your doorstep.
Well, Alex, thank you so much for taking the time to be on the show with us here today.
Marianne, it was my pleasure. Thank you very much for having me.
Well, thank you, Alex. It's been such an honor to spend this time with you and to talk about your books, Golden Rules for Coaching, and Q60, Coaching Mastery in 60 Questions. Make sure to visit Alex's website at alexverlek.nl. Both books we talked about today are available at Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and all indie retailers. And remember, support our indie bookstores. If you don't see it on the shelf, just ask for them to order it. Well, we're at the end of our time today. I'd like to thank everyone for tuning in. You've been listening to Moments with Mary Ann, where we make every moment count.
In a single moment, your life can change. Moments with Mary Ann is a transformative hour that covers an endless array of topics with the best of the best. Her guests are leaders in their fields, ranging from inspirational authors, top industry leaders, and business and spiritual entrepreneurs. Each guest is gifted and a true visionary, a recognized leader in her own work, and while teaching others to develop, refocus, and grow, Mary Ann will bring the best guest and sometimes a special surprise. Don't miss this. You never know just which moment will change your life forever. Make sure to tune in and visit momentswithmaryann.com for more information.